Okay, death penalty. In the survey and the death penalty you read about in the chapter, the Gallup poll actually split the sample at random, asking 538 respondents the question quoted earlier. Generally speaking, do you believe the death penalty is applied fairly or unfairly? The other half was asked, generally speaking, do you believe the death penalty is applied unfairly or fairly? Seems like the same question, but sometimes the order of the choices matter. Suppose that for the second way of phrasing it, only 44% said they thought the death penalty was fairly applied. So you've got to construct a 95% confidence interval for the proportion of adults who approve of the way the death penalty is currently applied according to the responses for this question. Okay, so we're going to use our PANIC acronym. Okay, so P in this case, P, and that's our parameter. Okay, is the proportion of people, and again, got to write that word proportion, who feel the death penalty is applied fairly in this country. Okay? A, our assumptions and conditions. Okay? So we got random or representative. So the pollsters were randomly selected. Okay, independent. Okay. It is reasonable to believe each respondent response was independent. %, 538 respondents is less than 10% of all people. In this country. And then success failure, right? And that is that NP must be greater than 10 and NQ must be greater than 10. So in this case it's going to be NP hat because we don't have P or Q. So we're going to do 538 times 0.44 and that equals 237. And then 538 times 0.56 and that equals 301, both greater than 10. Okay, so now we got to name everything. So this is A1 proportion, confidence interval, N equals 538, P hat equals 0.44, Q hat equals 0.56. Now we got to perform the tests. So confidence interval equals, let's see, P hat plus or minus Z times the square root of P hat Q hat over N. And in this case, we got 21, let's see, we got 0.44. This is a 95% confidence interval, so it's 1.96 times the square root of 0.44 times 0.56 over 538. Okay? So let's go to our calculator. We're going to go to stat test, and we're going to go to the interval. No, we're not. Okay, 1 prop zenith. So what is x? X is the number of successes. Okay, so in this case, it's 44% of 538. So 0.44 times 538, and that comes out to 236.72. But it's got to be a whole number. Okay, so that's got to be 237. N is the number of people in our sample. We're doing a 95% confidence interval, and we're going to do calculate. Okay, and we get 0.363 to 0.443. Okay. Let's try this here. Use the wrong numbers. Okay, so that should be 237. And this is 538, not 588. Okay, now we did it right. Okay, so we got about 0.399 to 0.482. Okay. Alright, and then conclusion. So we are 95% confident that the proportion of all adults who support the death penalty is between 39.9% and 48.2%. And then question B says, does the 53% lie in our interval? Well, no, it doesn't. So we might have an instance of question bias, we don't know. But, you know, the question was asked a different way. So that 53% does not fall in that interval.